Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with Leroy Butler. This is our late edition after we had the special edition last year. This is our last week. This is our late edition.
A lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
there's still a lot of moving parts.
Yes. So we had a little bit of schedule conflict, but here we are. We made it, and we're looking at a team that's 3-4-1. I was trying to spit that out, you know.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. You had the elections going on.
Yeah.
You had the big trades going on and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you come into a game that you're supposed to win. Okay, that's just on paper. But again, I think it's kind of the fans after New England in my mentions. I don't know about yours on social media. But it was all fire McCarthy.
Yeah.
They didn't want to break the game down. They didn't want to talk about Jones's fumble. They didn't want to talk about Tom Brady, the matchup with Aaron Rodgers. Nope, just fire McCarthy.
On my blog, it was between firing McCarthy and firing me. So I think it was about 50-50. Because I wouldn't say outright that they should fire McCarthy, so they wanted to fire me first and then fire McCarthy.
I get it. And that's how fans react. They're very,
of course.
They react with their emotions like that.
And I understand.
And they had a chance, and the Packers did have a chance to win. But, and I think that's the thing about it. McCarthy, I think, does a great job of keeping his guys focused and moving. Because the roster, just for a minute, changes all the time.
And it should. It should. That's what Ron Wolf used to do. Remember, the bottom of the roster was always churning.
Just flipping over.
But
doesn't that hurt chemistry, though, as far as?
Chemistry, schmemistry.
I mean,
your starter. It's Yiddish.
Yeah.
Your starters provide the chemistry. These guys at the end of the bench, the Jermaine Whiteheads, the Ty Montgomerys, if they're not performing, then you got to start working those other guys in, the Josh Joneses. Let's talk about Josh Jones.
Yes, let's do that.
Kind of time for him to put up or shut up, isn't it?
Yeah, he's healthy now. I think he's just as talented as anybody back there. I think for me, he came in at an awkward time when a couple of guys got hurt and did a great job. And I think to me, he can't do no worse than the guys who've been back there. But I think it's time for the coaches to just turn him loose, let him play close to the line of scrimmage. I think he's a very effective blitzer.
In the box, got to play in the box.
And I think it's just mystery out there that, and I'm not going to say the media, but it's some out there that he doesn't know the defense. He knows the defense, okay? It's just that I have to know what my role is going to be. Am I cover 2 safety? Am I up front? Am I a rover? Or do I play the slot? Get him a defined role and let him play. I think it will help that defense. And I also think that it helps morale on the team if everybody sees that you're getting an opportunity. And he has not gotten the opportunity for whatever reason. You remember a couple of weeks ago, he had mentioned that he was frustrated for not getting playing time. And McCarthy said, hey, I'm okay with him being upset about it. So I think this will be his debut game.
Yeah, and furthermore, on the release of Whitehead, I think...
Now, was that a head scratcher for you? Because it made it look like because he got the penalty, then they just caught him.
Let's not be naive. That had a lot to do with it. But on the other hand, I think it was they noticed what Josh Jones did in the Patriots game. He played pretty well.
Yes, he did.
Except for being offsides on the first
I don't remember that.
Kickoff. You're like Jair Alexander. Every time I ask him about a play he got beat on, he doesn't remember.
That's a good boy. That's right. Nobody cares about that. That's that media stuff. Just count the ones that count.
Yeah.
You got to have a short memory.
Also, Josh Jackson, I think, needs to get on the field, and he did when King got hurt. They played him outside, but I think he can do some things in the middle of the field that maybe Whitehead couldn't do in terms of coverage.
And size, ball skills, and he's a smart guy. But to me, if you're a corner and you go inside, I worry about tackling. Can you make an open field tackle?
Yes.
Can you be physical enough?
And that's where Josh Jones will probably garner more.
Are you getting frustrated, though, with King because he's not healthy?
Well, I don't get you know, I'm not a fan, so I don't really get frustrated by it, but I do take note of it, and I'm like, you know, this is concerning for his career.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
we're going to have to start judging his, you know, him as a draft pick. You know, it's always going to be him and T.J. Watt.
Yeah,
and
that's
T.J.
true.
Watt's on the field, and Kevin
Yeah,
King isn't.
and playing well.
You know, and I'm always, I'll take a really good corner anytime, even over, you know, well, not a great pass rusher, but a good pass rusher.
Yeah.
But not if he's never on the field.
Well, I think him and Alexander can be two of the young. I mean, I would think going into next year they'll be featured in a lot of magazines to be two of the top young corners, and you could probably put 37 in there too.
Yeah, you can.
You got 3 young, nice corners, well, 2 of them with great size, one of them with great speed and a nice swagger. It can be a great future, but you have to, like you said, you have to be available.
Yep, yeah, absolutely.
As soon as he came down, he grabbed his hamstring. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and it was an awkward play. He like, I think he stepped over someone, or
yeah,
I
he
can't
was going up
exactly.
a pass, trying to break up a pass. And I'm not sure if there was a penalty on the play, but as soon as he came down awkward. I saw him grab his hamstring. I'm like, well, you got to be available. They almost were running out of guys.
Yeah.
Kentrell Bryce, who came back to practice, you know, I think he hurt his knee, so hopefully he can get him back. So, and I thought Tremont played very well at safety.
I was going to ask you about that. What your thoughts were?
Yeah, because you know, as a guy who played both, and like somebody like Woodson as well, you can always, you know, go back to safety because your covering skills helps you with that. But what Tremont did, the first series, they went deep, play action and throw it deep.
Yeah, tested them right away, right?
So people are going to do that. But, you know, you look at the 55-yarder, he missed
to Gordon.
To Gordon. He has to make those tackles.
Right.
But I think for the most part, I would keep him back there. Him and Jones would be my 2 starters. And I would rotate guys in there. But they got to get that secondary together. Yeah. But I don't think Miami Osweiler is going to pressure them. But you never know. Because I didn't think C.J. Bedford could do what he did with San Francisco.
Yeah, right.
And they put up some pretty decent numbers to make that game tight.
Yeah, they did. And, you know, but they had a really good running game behind that and really good play action, and they have an excellent coach
that's true.
who stressed the Packers with a lot of unscouted looks. You know, with Miami, you're facing Brock Osweiler. You better win that game by a lot. I mean, I don't know.
So if you're telling me they win by like 6 points, you're going to be disappointed?
I'm not going to be disappointed, but I'm going to. I think that speaks to where they are. This is a game they gotta. I mean, you got to clean up on this and gain some momentum going into Seattle and then Minnesota. Get yourself.
So you want to see good clock management. You want to see no 12 men on the field. You want to see no bonehead plays like the one at Whitehead. You want to see Aaron, you know, completing passes that he normally can complete in his sleep, but he's been missing. You want to see chemistry and all that. That's what you're.
Well, if I want to see all that, I'll go watch the Patriots.
Well, whatever. Patriots is so overrated. they got the media. They got y'all head so wide open.
Yeah.
The Packers had a chance to beat the Patriots.
They did.
They really did.
They did.
I mean, and I think that
they got them in a good spot.
If you take the Rams game and you take the Patriots game, you can see how good the Packers really can be. That's the frustrating part of it.
Yeah.
Just not all 4 quarters.
Well, let's talk about what's wrong on offense. So. This is the first time that somebody took Devontae Adams out of the game. I mean, they put a really good corner, Stephen Gilmore, one of the best corners in the league. And then they said, well, we're going to double him too.
Yes.
And we're going to take your best player out of the game.
Yep.
And that changed a lot. That put a lot of pressure on Scantling, on Equanimeous St. Brown, and Jimmy Graham. And they didn't do enough to overcome that.
Well, I think there's only one potential Hall of Famer on the team. He has to play like it every week. If not, you're going to lose or you're going to be possibly losing.
Right.
Aaron has to play flawless. That's the reason why they set him up to be, you know, the most accurate quarterback in NFL history and rating and all that. And that's just not happening all the time. You will see like the Brady's and the Drew Breeses of the world, his colleagues, those guys are on point at times. Aaron has to do that. In Aaron's mind, he has to throw for 400 every week, if so. He has to be flawless. He's the only guy that can't make a mistake.
Yeah.
He has to think like that. Otherwise, you can't just say, since we have 12, we're going to win. No. He has to take it behind himself that if there's a throw off, it's on me.
Right.
You take the credit and the blame. And I think that's the only way you can get these guys to rally with you. And I don't want to compare to Brett, but the one thing about Brett is he never showed up his guys. He never did any of this stuff, but nothing really bothered the guy.
Yeah.
Just nothing was said in the media or nothing. He was always give his guys the opportunity, throw it out there, let them go out and get it, and it would then work with the coach.
Okay.
Work with the coach. The coach, to me, when a guy puts in 17 hours, you're the guy, okay? Yeah. I follow lock and step with the coach. I think the problem is, in my opinion, you got a passing coordinator, you got a quarterbacks coach. I don't know what Philbin does, but he's there, and you got Mike McCarthy. You got 4 guys that has an opinion that may not
and a running game coordinator.
They got so many guys.
Well, yeah, and you know
Aaron don't need that many guys.
And all that matters to me is that one, McCarthy and Rodgers are on the same page.
I agree.
And
I agree.
The other thing that matters, but not as much, is that McCarthy is listening to the other coaches who are bringing stuff. He's got some guys who come from other programs now. Hostetler from Indianapolis. I mean, Joe Philbin got a chance to learn some stuff in Indianapolis as well.
No. None of that stuff works. No. You're talking about places they've never won. McCarthy should be running this show. McCarthy is the octopus. These guys are the tentacles. McCarthy, because he's the one that's going to take all the blame. He's the one that's going to get fired. None of these other guys' names are in the headlines. It's McCarthy. They just need to go in there, how can I help you to make this go smoother? Because this same offense that everybody's saying is stale, got Aaron Rodgers $100 million guaranteed, got Devontae Adams a big contract, Greg Jennings got a bunch of money. I mean, I can name Jordy Nelson got a bunch of money. All these guys talking about this offense doesn't work, all of them got paid.
Yeah.
So if it didn't work, then, I just don't understand it. McCarthy is the leader. People should listen to him because his system works. But it makes me uncomfortable when I see quotes about guys saying it's not fun and they don't like it. It just seems like guys are not buying in. If they buy in, I think they can do like they did a few years ago and win the rest of their game.
Well, most players buy in when you win.
Yeah, no question.
That's what it comes down to.
I agree.
But
agree.
Let's talk about the system a little bit because if you have Devontae Adams getting taken out of the game, you don't have Jordy Nelson anymore. You don't have Geronimo Allison anymore, who I think is a huge loss. He's out for the season with a core muscle injury. Yeah. I think that's a huge loss.
But 83 just came in and swooped that up, though.
Yeah, he did, but he's still not perfect. And then you still have to count on Equanimeous St. Brown. You're going to have to use him. Yeah. You're dealing with some guys. Jimmy Graham, I just don't think is the same player anymore. I don't think he can run
I don't know if
anymore.
Randall Cobb can separate like he used to.
Yeah.
But these guys all get the ball from one guy. They get it from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron has to be perfect.
Yeah, and
he has to be perfect.
Well, or they have to be better so that he doesn't have to be perfect. And then I think it's a matter of identifying who are your 3 most dangerous people. And they've identified 2 of them, Devontae Adams and Scantling. Yeah. You know what their third one is?
Well, it has to be Aaron Jones.
Exactly.
Aaron Jones.
So why wouldn't you find a way to get, you work to get Devontae Adams the ball, you should be finding ways to get Aaron Jones.
Yeah, and we used to do that back in the 90s with Jerry Rice, but Jerry Rice still caught between 80 and 100 balls. They would move him around, but we would double him. Then Taylor would just go off.
Right.
Or Brent Jones would just go off. Or Roger Craig would just go off. And that's the same thing they're trying to do. And they were in that position, and Aaron Jones fumbled, and everything just goes haywire. They were going in for the winning score or to put them up. But my thing is, everybody needs to buy into what McCarthy's system is. He's putting in all the RPOs and all that stuff. That's not West Coast offense, okay? West Coast offense is a true West Coast style with 2 backs, with a fullback.
Yeah.
And you run play action, all these nice routes and stuff like that. But they've gotten away from that because they want to do all this other stuff.
Well, but nobody runs West Coast's
should.
standard
It works.
anymore. You know, I mean,
works.
you got to add some other stuff to get.
You can always
guys
add, just like salt. You can always add it, but you can't take it out. Once it's too salty, you got to throw the whole dish away. Now they're going to go try to hire some guy that thinks he's a coach, and you lose 9 straight. I wish I had McCarthy back. Hey, man, be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, well,
but they got to get the chemistry back together. I can't believe we were saying chemistry, what, 8 games ago?
Yeah.
That's not good.
No. I mean, this is it. This is their moment.
So you said Miami's a must-win.
Miami's a must-win. To me, Seattle's a must-win.
Well, one game at a time.
Miami, and then Minnesota is a semi.
Yeah, one at a time.
Big win. So.
But I think, and we'll
right.
get to my prediction in a second. I think what the people want to see against Miami, it's going to be snow on the ground. You got a team from Florida that's going to be cold, so you got to move the ball effectively. Run Aaron Jones, maybe get 20 touches.
Yeah.
And make sure Jamal, gets maybe 5 to 10. And Aaron has to be something like 20 or 25 for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Their defense is not very good.
Right. They are not.
Yeah.
Their run defense is especially not very good. So.
And the defense, they got to get turnovers. They got to stop the run. Frank Gore is a Hall of Famer to me. Anytime a guy can play that longevity and still leads his team in rushing. And Drake is not the rapper, though. This is, the running back they have. They like to get him the ball. But the defense, I think, we all knew the defense had problems. The offense, to me, is the issue. Outscore people if you have to. This defense is good enough to keep, make them punt 2 or 3 times. And I think that's good. I wanted all the fans to get all their frustrations out, and I think we have. Everybody needs to. I don't want to go through all this relaxed stuff. But everybody just needs to take a deep breath, reassess, alignment, assignment, and execution.
Okay.
That's what Coach Bowden always told me. That's all you should think about. Alignment, assignment, execution. You'll win more games than not. Next thing you know, you'll be sitting back in the playoff and you'll laugh about these times.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Let's get to your prediction.
Let's see. Now, of course, being a homer I am, the Packers are going to win. Okay.
Now,
but I think it's going to be closer than people think.
What do we got?
So I think the Packers will win 28-20. Don't ask me how they get to 20. Don't ask me how they get to 28. But they need to separate themselves as being a team. I would love for them to be in the 30s.
So 3 field goals, 2 touchdowns, and a safety? Is that right?
I don't know.
No, that's not right.
It'll make it
4
work.
field goals,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns.
Somebody told me never do math
and
on
a
live
safety.
tape. Well, this is tape, but still, just don't do it. Bill can help us out.
All right.
28-20. I'm looking for the Packers to get on board. And my advice to the Packers players, don't talk to these guys so much. Calm it down a little
Thanks
bit.
a lot.
I'm
All right.
just joking.
Yeah, whatever. Don't forget to check into X's and O's. We got
stay tuned for that.
2 plays that are somewhat similar and run by different teams. So
Yeah.